check out his office a little bit here, because there is another computer console here that requires that we break through it. Let's just casually do this here. Let's see, I like... Oh, nope, I went the wrong way. I like that too. That works. Diplomatic advisory warning. Daunting music as well. The following message was transmitted from an untraceable account to multiple recipients across the extranet. Further monitoring of the situation is warranted. My fellow Biotic, you have been selected to receive this transmission because of our shared plight. Few understand us. Few tolerate us. We must stand together. We must build our own new world. Come, join us in the Hawking Eda cluster. Only as one body can we right the wrongs done to our kind. That gives us a new journal entry. That is, I believe, the strange transmission. We discovered a strange transmission discussing some sort of biotic commune. On the whole, it seems harmless, but something about the message is a little disturbing. I'm surprised this is still flashing at us here, because I thought we, checked this out. Oh, do we technically need to, like, see the subcomponents? Yeah, in order for it to no longer be flashing at us? Okay, gotcha. That's good to know. Okay. Cool. Anything else around here for us to investigate? Not in his office, I don't think. But, okay, there's some people hanging out around here, it seems. What is the deal, Senor Bartender?
Hello, Commander. Can I get you something?
Let's see. I suppose, why not? What do you have?
What have you got?
Information, mostly. Would you like to know
Oh,
about
you're a
some points of
bartender that
interest
sells
nearby?
information, not alcoholic beverages. Okay. Sure. I guess fill me in.
What's going on around here?
Well, you found the embassies. Not much going on here. Across the bridge, you'll find the bank, the Emporium, and Shaira's. If you haven't heard of her, you soon will. If you need supplies, you can try the markets one level below. For entertainment, I'd try Flux or Cora's Den.
Okay. Certainly helping us get a sense of the lay of the land. What is Shiara's?
What is Shaira's?
Shiara's.
The consort, she entertains clients who can afford her services. Most of the diplomats and ambassadors have visited her at one time or another. She's a very powerful woman, but also very respected.
Okay. Not really saying explicitly what she does, but, okay. What about entertainment?
Tell me about Flux and Cora's Den.
Well, Flux has gambling and dancing, certainly more lively than this place. Cora's Den, on the other hand, well, let's just say it's livelier and deadlier, all at the same time.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Goodbye.
So long, Commander.
Thank
Have a
you.
pleasant day.
Okay. Not much back here. There are some people we can chat with, perhaps.
The rumors. The consort would never reveal her secrets.
Of course she wouldn't. She'd be tossed out the nearest airlock if she did.
I suppose. Besides, Nick, the consort's nothing like the girls back on the colonies. She's...
You don't have to do it with her. You can just talk to her if you want.
Is that all you did, Jazz? Just talk?
I didn't say that.
Ha! I bet you did too.
Yeah, so in case it isn't
Shut
clear
up, Frederick.
what she does, well, there's kind of, again, some hints.
What do you want? Oh, Commander. Is there something I can do for you?
Relax, Private. This isn't an inspection.
Right, sorry. What can I do for you, Commander?
You were talking a bit about the consort.
What can you tell me about the Asari consort?
Well, she's an Asari who works here as... That is, she helps people with things.
You never went to see her, did you, Fredericks?
No, I never did. I couldn't afford it. It costs half a year's credits just to go in and talk to her.
Okay, where exactly is she, though?
Can you at least tell me where I can find her?
Sure. She's across the bridge from the embassies.
Thanks, kid. Have fun. Try not to get into too much trouble.
I will. Have fun, that is.
You will. Get into trouble, that is. Okay. Then there are, I think, a couple more people we can chat with here, namely
I
Nisana.
don't have time to talk now. I'm very busy.
So she is too busy for us at the moment. And this random diplomat,
This place seems strange. There's a little more humans around.
who may possibly be a racist. But I think that's it in this area for the time being, so let's get a move on, shall we? And so, prepare yourself for a lore dump.
Greetings and welcome to the Presidium. My name is Avina, and I am pleased to be your virtual guide throughout this level of the Citadel space station.
A virtual guide?
What does that mean?
I am a fully interactive virtual intelligence, programmed to provide spontaneous guidance at predetermined locations of interest throughout this level of the Citadel. I may also be contacted through any of the Presidium VI terminals, should you require assistance.
Okay, sounds
Give me
interesting.
the tour.
You are standing at Presidium Tourism Terminal 1. On either side of this lobby are the embassies of the various Citadel races, along with CSEC headquarters. On the far end of this level, you can see the Citadel Tower, where the Council meets regularly to discuss matters of interstellar importance.
Okay. Let's learn more about... We'll take them one at a time. How about CSEC?
I want to know more about Citadel security.
Citadel security serves as law enforcement for all regions of the Citadel, though the majority of officers serve in the wards. Executor Palin, a Turian, is the current head of CSEC, but individuals from virtually every species across Citadel space serve as officers beneath him. If you wish to learn more, Executor Palin's office is located in the CSEC headquarters just across the lobby.
Yeah, and that's the person we were just talking to. The embassies, though? What
Tell
about
me
those?
about the embassies.
We're hanging out there as well?
Each species in Citadel space important enough to be consulted on matters of galactic politics maintains an embassy on the Presidium. The Volus were the first non-council species to be granted an embassy, roughly 2,384 galactic standard years ago.
Oh!
As Citadel space has expanded, more embassies have been added.
Yeah, so they have been waiting a
The
while.
most recently added embassy belongs to your own species, humanity. It was added 19 galactic standard years ago, despite some rather vocal opposition.
Yeah, so there you have it. The Volus have been here for over 2,000 years, whereas the humans just joined this spot 19 years ago. So things are moving rather quickly for the humans. Why did people oppose the humans,
Why
though?
were people trying to keep my species out?
Some species felt humanity was given preferential treatment. It often takes a century or more before a new species is granted an embassy.
Yeah,
The
so it went
Council
very quickly
gave
for us.
a great deal of thought to this matter. In the end, they decided humanity's impact on Citadel space was significant enough to warrant an embassy.
What do you think?
Do you agree with their decision?
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
Okay, but then in that case, why were the Volus the first?
How come the Volus were the first species given an embassy?
In the early years following the formation of the Council, the Volus were, apart from the Asari and Salarians, the most populous and widespread species in Citadel space. They established many new colonies and trading outposts, and they petitioned the Council for a greater role in determining interstellar policy. In recognition of their work to expand interstellar trade and establish a standardized galactic economy, the Volus were granted an embassy here on the Citadel.
Okay. So yeah, like we were saying a little bit before, they are well known for their influence in the economic world. So that was what? CSEC first. Did we get... Oh, we got embassies as well. Okay. What about Spectres, though?
Do you know anything about specters?
The term Spectre is derived from the branch of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance. Each Spectre agent is handpicked by the Council. Their primary role is preserving galactic stability and resolving volatile situations that cannot be handled through normal political channels. In this role, they are granted extraterritorial rights and jurisdictions. Spectres answer to no law or authority except the Council itself.
Yeah, that does definitely give them a lot of power. What about the Council, though?
What can you tell me about the Citadel Council?
A Originally, the Council consisted of representatives from the Asari and Salarians, the two dominant species in Citadel space. Roughly 1,304 galactic standard years ago, Turians were invited to join the Council in recognition of the role they played during the Krogan Rebellion. Since then, the three Council races have worked together to ensure the peaceful coexistence of the galactic community, while preserving individual autonomy for each species.
It does sound like things have just been going a little too perfectly. Perhaps, surely it's not that straightforward.
It can't be as simple as that. There must be problems somewhere in the system.
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified
All
judgment.
right.
My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
I suppose that's fair enough. And that is everything from you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, and thank you for using Avina. Please enjoy your visit to the Citadel.
Okay, so the Citadel is quite large. It is... Well, we've been hanging out in this area here. But across the bridge, there's the consort chambers, where we were hearing a bit about Shiara. There is basically a mercantile area over here. And then there's also the actual Citadel Tower over here. There are additional Avina terminals in other locations where we can get additional information about additional places. But I think for now, why don't we make a point of, well, going on our main mission here and going to the tower? Because there should be plenty of time for us to explore the Citadel later on. And these are also fast travel spots that could be useful to us later on. So, at the moment, we can only fast travel the Citadel Tower. However, as we explore more of the Citadel, more of these fast travel locations will become available to us. We just can't go to a place that we have not yet explored. So, for that reason, I mean, we could fast travel directly to it, but, you know, we'll at least walk there. And so, like, there you can see this area is leading us to the financial district. Like I said, that's where there are some shops. Whereas the Citadel Tower is over in this direction. So we've got some random people walking around and what have you. And occasionally, we'll come across some people we can chat with. Or people who have specific things for us to do. But as for right now, let's keep on heading over in the direction of the tower. Which, we might even be able to see if we are to, peer through here. Is it technically up there, I thought?
Look at that bug thing over there.
So this is another Avina, but I think, given how we just chatted a lot with Avina, we will refrain from talking to this one right now. And this is what we're looking for. This is the elevator up to the Citadel Tower. So here we go. And like I said, lots of elevators.
Many questions are they?
I doubt it. We've made our reports. Now we just have to trust Ambassador Udina.
No, we don't, sir.
Okay, so normally these would be very long loading screens. It did give us the option to skip that, but as you also just saw, there will oftentimes be conversations we can have with our teammates, and sometimes they're quite good. Let's make a point of saving here. Maybe we start making a new save. Okay. Let's see what the deal is here. Oh, Executor Palin and Garrus?
Saren'S hiding something. Give me more time. Stall them.
Stall the council. Don't be ridiculous. Your investigation is over, Garrus.
That doesn't sound good. Had you had a bad time?
Commander Shepard, Garrus Vicarian. I was the officer in charge of the CSEC investigation into Saren.
Oh, okay. That sounds like you might have some important information in that case. Executor Palin was not so keen on sharing that information with us, but maybe you'd be willing to help us out. It does sound like you might be, the tone of your voice implied that you might have something against Saren here.
Sounds like you really want to bring him down.
I don't trust him. Something about him rubs me the wrong way. But he's a Spectre. Everything he touches is classified. I can't find any hard evidence.
I think the Council's ready for us, Commander.
Good luck, Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
Okay. In the meantime, we'll just walk around here, and so this is the tower. Lavishly decorated. And, interestingly laid out. For anyone who has played Mass Effect before, you might recognize that. Alright, anything else for us to do around here in the meantime? So this is one of the fast travel spots. You saw that we previously could have, if we wanted to, used this to fast travel to the tower. This is where it would have taken us. Now, if we wanted to, we could go back to the embassies, which is where we were previously. We also walked past the ward's access, but did not really go down there. So, don't actually need to use this at the moment, but just acknowledging his presence is all. See if anyone has anything they want to chat about before we head on over there. Anything in either corner? Nothing over here. As for this side... Oh, Rear Admiral Kahoku. What about you?
No, I'm waiting to speak with one of the Councilor's assistants.
I mean, you won't talk to us?
Commander?
At least not much at the moment, it doesn't seem. Okay, in that case, why don't we head on up? And here's Captain Anderson, okay. Let's chat.
The hearing's already started, come on.
The Geth attack is a matter of some concern, but there is nothing to indicate Saren was involved in any way.
The investigation by Citadel Security turned up no evidence to support your charge of treason.
An eyewitness saw him kill Nihilus in cold blood.
We've read the Eden Prime reports, Ambassador. The testimony of one traumatized dock worker is hardly compelling proof.
I resent these accusations. Nihilus was a fellow Spectre and a friend.
That just let you catch him off guard.
Captain Anderson, you always seem to be involved when humanity makes false charges against me. And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard. The one who let the beacon get destroyed.
Yeah, how exactly did you get involved in this whole thing?
The mission to Eden Prime was top secret. The only way you could know about the beacon was if you were there.
With Nihilus gone, his files passed on to me. I read the Eden Prime report. I was unimpressed. But what can you expect from a human?
Yeah, so he really doesn't like humans. That much is, pretty clear. Yeah, I mean, he's just throwing insults out right and left.
Saren despises humanity. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Your species needs to learn its place, Shepard. You're not ready to join the Council. You're not even ready to join the Spectres. He has no right to say that. That's not his decision.
Shepard's admission into the Spectres is not the purpose of this meeting.
This meeting has no purpose. The humans are wasting your time, Counselor, and mine.
It does kind of seem like you guys are, you know, protecting him quite a bit. Not really looking all that critically into the situation. Just dismissing this without too much thought.
Saren's hiding behind his position as a Spectre. You need to open your eyes.
What we need is evidence. So far, we've seen nothing.
There is still one outstanding issue. Commander Shepard's vision. It may have been triggered by the beacon.
Are we allowing dreams into evidence now? How can I defend my innocence against this kind of testimony?
I agree. Our judgment must be based on facts and evidence, not wild imaginings and reckless speculation.
Do you have anything else to add, Commander Shepard?
Well, it does not seem like they are taking too kindly to our position right now. So, I mean, we saw some pretty conclusive things, but it doesn't seem as though they are open to seeing the truth right now.
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
The Council has found no evidence of any connection between Saren and the Geth. Ambassador, your petition to have him disbarred from the Spectres is denied.
I'm glad to see justice was served.
This meeting is adjourned.
Oh. Udina is quite displeased, it would appear. And Saren continues as a Spectre.
It was a mistake bringing you into that hearing, Captain. You and Saren have too much history. It made the Council question our motives.
I know Saren. He's working with the Geth for one reason. To exterminate the entire human race. Every colony we have is at risk. Every world we control is in danger. Even Earth isn't safe.
Yeah, how exactly do you know Saren?
Tell me about this history between you and Saren.
I worked with him on a mission a long time ago. Things went bad. Real bad. We shouldn't talk about this here. But I know what he's like. And he has to be stopped.
Alright, so, well, the Council does not seem to be supporting us here. So what do we do next?
What's our next step?
As a Spectre, he's virtually untouchable. We need to find some way to expose him.
What about Garrus, that CSEC investigator? We saw him arguing with the Executor.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. Seems like he was close to finding something on Saren.
Yeah, that seems like that might be one of our better leads in that case.
Any idea where we could find him?
I have a contact in CSEC who can help us track Garrus down. His name is Harkin.
Forget it. They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
You won't have to. I don't want the Council using your past history with Saren as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
I mean, you may have a point there, but, I mean, the Captain is, still, it seems, one of the more prestigious of humans on the Citadel right now, so he may have that history with Saren, but at the same time, we need him.
You can't just cut Captain Anderson out of this investigation.
The Ambassador's right. I need to step aside.
I need to take care of some business. Captain, meet me in my office later.
Harkin's probably getting drunk at Cora's Den. It's a dingy little club in the lower section of the wards.
Okay. Anything else we can go off of?
Maybe there's another way to find evidence against Saren.
You should talk to Barla Vaughn over in the financial district. Rumor has it he's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker?
An information dealer. Buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. I've heard Barla Vaughn's one of the top representatives. He might know something about Saren, but his information won't come cheap.
Okay. But this whole thing about you and Saren, I mean, Udina isn't here anymore. Can you tell us more now?
You and Saren have a history. What happened?
About 20 years ago, I was part of a mission in the Skillian Verge. I was working with Saren to find and remove a known terrorist threat. Saren eliminated his target, but a lot of people died along the way, innocent people. And the official records just covered it all up. But I saw how he operates. No conscience, no hesitation. He'd kill 1,000 innocent civilians to end a war without a second thought.
So there's another good example of what would sort of constitute a renegade type of decision. Saren says, okay, I don't care what it takes to get the job done. If it means having 1,000 innocent people lose their lives, then so be it. I still get to achieve my objective. That's all that matters. So that's very much a renegade sort of frame of mind, whereas Anderson here is sort of representing the alternative where you could say, that's, that's probably not a great way to go about it. So at least in this occasion, obviously, you could make the case that generally speaking, Paragon is more sort of like the good guy option and Renegade is more sort of like the bad guy option. oftentimes it does sort of go along those lines, except, I mean, in this case, like, that's clearly just morally a very Frost thing to do to, you know, let a bunch of civilians die on your mission. But other times, it's, I would say, more gray than that. Mass Effect 1, Paragon Renegade, is probably a little bit more, sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's more such that, it's very extreme. Or at least it's the most extreme in that, there's probably less gray area, whereas as you get on to Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, it gets a little bit more subtle, a little bit more in that gray area where, you know, you could make more of a case for one or the other, but at least in Mass Effect 1, I think, with my personal playstyle, I definitely strongly prefer Paragon. So, yeah, like, for that reason, it does seem like it's not exactly a good thing to be doing.
Killing innocents doesn't end wars, it causes them.
I know how the world works, Commander. Sometimes you're forced to make unpleasant decisions. But only if there's no other way. Saren doesn't even look for another option. He's twisted, broken. He likes the violence, the killing. And he knows how to cover his tracks.
Yeah, that's a dangerous combo. Okay, what about... Yeah, we learned, or at least you mentioned, a bunch of other things, like the Shadow Broker?
Tell me more about the Shadow Broker.
He's a necessary evil of galactic politics. Buying and selling information is a part of the game. And the Shadow Broker just happens to be the best player on the field. Always sells to the highest bidder. Doesn't get involved in politics. Doesn't pick sides. A simple system, but it works. He's not a threat to anyone, not directly. He's just a resource we can use, or she is. Or maybe they are. Nobody really knows.
Okay. The mysterious information broker. What about the Council? Seem to kind of have it out for Ambassador Udina there.
Our ambassador doesn't seem to get along with the Council.
He's just frustrated. The Council's always preaching that we need to be part of the galactic community. But for them, it's a one-way street. They want us to expand and settle unstable regions like the Skillian Verge and the Attican Traverse. But when we run into trouble, they don't want to help us out. Everyone knows it's only a matter of time until we get a seat on the Council. The Ambassador just thinks it should happen sooner rather than later. And I agree.
Okay. Okay. So, what about Harkin, this guy that we were talking a little bit about previously? Guy who may be able to give us some additional information as well?
You don't think much of Harkin.
The guy joined CSEC about 20 years ago. He's been an embarrassment to our species ever since. Roughing up suspects in custody, bribery accusations, alcohol and drug use. The embassy used to step in when he got in trouble. But I guess enough was enough.
So they had protected him previously?
The guy's a scumbag. He should have been cut loose a long time ago.
He was one of the first human CSEC officers.
Okay.
Guess it would have looked bad if he got fired.
I see.
A lot of backroom deals were worked out over the years to keep him on the force. Politics is a dirty business sometimes, but it looks like his time's run out. We've got enough humans in CSEC now to stop protecting him.
Okay, I see. So then, what can we learn from you about the Spectres?
I want to know more about the Spectres.
They're not your typical government agency. They tend to work alone, behind the scenes. They take care of problems the Council can't. It's not easy preserving peace across an entire galaxy. The Council prefers to use diplomacy and negotiation. But sometimes more extreme measures are needed.
Does sound like... I mean, we've heard that the Spectres generally act outside the bounds of the law, but how did this even come... How did they come into existence if they were inherently illegal? Are they legal?
They sound like shadow operatives.
Everything about them is classified. We don't even know how many there are. The latest Alliance estimate puts their numbers under 100.
Okay.
But the Council couldn't do its job without them. They're the Citadel's top agents, the last line of defense, the final option before open war. The entire galaxy respects and fears them. If a Spectre shows up, you know something big is about to happen.
Okay, but then how are they chosen?
How do they decide who becomes a Spectre?
You can't just apply to join. There's no training program. Spectres aren't made. They're born. The Council's always looking for exceptional individuals.
Heroes aren't made, they're born.
People who can get the job done, like you. They've been watching you for years. They see something in you. They want you on their side. Nihilus was supposed to give them a final recommendation, but with him gone, things are still up in the air.
Okay, well, how are they organized if they're all independent like that?
What's their command structure like?
There is no command structure. Each Spectre answers directly to the Council. Sometimes they're sent on specific missions. Other times, they act on their own. They tend to operate outside the law, do whatever it takes to accomplish their goals. The Council just turns a blind eye. Spectres have a lot of power, Shepard.
Okay, but what happens if one starts to go too far, like we suspect Saren is doing?
What happens when a Spectre goes rogue, like Saren?
It doesn't happen often. The Council is careful when they select their candidates. But when something does go wrong, there's usually only one solution. Send another Spectre to bring the rogue agent down.
Okay. In that case, what about this Barlavon guy you were saying is an agent of the Shadow Broker?
Tell me about Barlavon.
He specializes in moving large sums of money without leaving a paper trail. A financial genius, doesn't do anything illegal, but he knows all the loopholes. He's got an impressive client list. Ambassadors, diplomats, Spectres. That's probably why the Shadow Broker uses him.
Okay. I think that's everything from Captain Anderson in that case.
I should go.
Good luck, Shepard. I'll be over in the ambassador's office if you need anything else.
Okay. So like there, we got some Paragon points and some experience, some Codex entries. And let's see. So at the moment, we're right up here. And I think there is actually, I thought there was something you could investigate here for Codex entries, but apparently not. While we are here, though, I do still think there's a thing or two to do.
What guy?
The one over by the Keeper.
This dude. What are you doing?
What? Oh, no, I wasn't. Never mind. Yes, is there something you want?
You messing with the Keepers here?
Why are you so interested in the Keepers?
Keepers? I've got no interest in the keep.
Don't get coy. I know what I saw.
I'm not so sure I should be talking to you about this.
Why not?
We're just talking. Is there something wrong with that?
No. I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I'm using a small scanner to gather readings on the Keepers. So far I've had mixed results. I find it difficult to get near the creatures.
They're definitely withholding some information here.
Why were you being so secretive about it, though?
Well, technically we're not supposed to disturb the Keepers. I don't really think my scanning disturbs them, but the authorities might disagree. I'd like to do it more openly, but it's not really worth getting arrested over.
Okay. So we do have the option of helping you here. But as he's saying, some question as to the legality of this. But perhaps we at least give it a shot.
I can help you out. I'm not worried about the authorities.
I don't even know who you are.
We're with the Alliance.
I'm Commander Shepard, with the Alliance military.
Well, I suppose I could use the help. You'll need this. It's the scanning device I developed. Activate it each time you see a Keeper. All collected data will automatically upload to my database. I'll even send a few credits your way for each unique scan.
Okay, but why?
What are you doing with the data once you've scanned it?
Trying to learn whatever I can about the Keepers. We see them working everywhere, yet we know so little about them. I'm a scientist. I want to know what makes them tick.
Alright, I suppose.
I should get going then.
Yes, I have much work myself. So long, and good luck with the scanning.
Okay, so that gives us some Codex entries, and we can in fact scan this very Keeper right in front of us. And that gives us 30 credits and a little bit of experience when we do it. And I think we may now be able to chat with Rear Admiral Kohoku.
Commander?
No, not yet. Okay. There's another keeper over here, though. So again, a little bit more money, a little bit more experience. And we check our codex here. I'm wondering if we have an entry on the keepers.
The Elcor
we do.
Are a citadel.
We've already read
When
about the
Asari
Elcor, though.
discovered the citadel, they also discovered the Keepers, a docile, multi-limbed insect race that seemingly exists only to maintain and repair the Great Prothean Station. Early attempts to communicate with or study the Keepers were failures, and it is now illegal to interfere with or impede Keeper activity.
And that's why this guy is saying he's not sure if it's legal to do what he's trying to do.
Keepers have become virtually invisible to everyone else. Similarly, they seem indifferent to other species, except for their tendency to help new arrivals integrate themselves into the Citadel. No matter how many Keepers die due to old age, violence, or accident, they maintain a constant number. No one has discovered the source of new Keepers, but some hypothesize they are genetic constructs. Biological androids created somewhere deep in the inaccessible core of the Citadel itself.
Whoa. Okay. We did also talk to the Volus ambassador a little while ago. Maybe we learn more about the Volus here.
The Volus are a member species of the Citadel with their own embassy, but they are also a client race of the Turians. Centuries ago, they were voluntarily absorbed into the hierarchy, effectively trading their mercantile prowess for Turian military protection.
Turian hierarchy,
Arun,
that is.
Their homeworld lies far beyond the normal life zone of its star. However, the world has a high-pressure greenhouse atmosphere that traps enough heat to support an ammonia-based biochemistry. As a result, the Volus must wear pressure suits and breathers when dealing with other species, as conventional nitrogen-oxygen-air mixtures are poisonous to them, and in the low-pressure atmospheres tolerable to most species, their flesh will actually split open.
Yeah, that's,
Volus culture is tribal,
okay.
bartering lands and even people to gain status. This culture of exchange inclines them to economic pursuits. It was the Volus who authored the Unified Banking Act, and they continue to monitor and balance the Citadel economy.
So again, very economically oriented species, culturally speaking, and then they wear those suits because if they didn't, they would explode. Then, we can also learn about the Asari and Salarians here.
To discover the Citadel. When the Salarians arrived, it was the Asari who proposed the establishment of the Citadel Council to maintain peace throughout the galaxy. Since then, the Asari have served as the mediators and centrists of the Council.
Thanks for stopping by, Anor.
The Asari reproduce through a form of parthenogenesis. They can attune their nervous system to that of another individual of any gender and of any species to reproduce. This capability has led to the unseemly and inaccurate rumors about Asari promiscuity. Asari can live for over 1,000 years, passing through 3 stages of life. In the maiden stage, they wander restlessly, seeking new knowledge and experience. When the matron stage begins, they meld with interesting partners to produce their offspring. This ends when they reach the matriarch stage, where they assume the roles of leaders and counselors.
Okay, so there's the Asari, and these council races are the most prominent of the races. You'll notice they are, by extension, the 3 races that have members on the council. So Asari we saw, Turians we've already learned about, and then Salarians.
The second species to join the Citadel, the Salarians, are warm-blooded amphibians with a hyperactive metabolism. Salarians think fast, talk fast, and move fast. To Salarians, other species seem sluggish and dull-witted. Unfortunately, their metabolic speed leaves them with a relatively short lifespan. Salarians over the age of 40 are a rarity. The Salarians were responsible for advancing the development of the primitive Krogan species to use as soldiers during the Rachni Wars. They were also behind the creation of the genophage bioweapon the Turians used to quell the Krogan rebellions several centuries later. Salarians are known for their observational capability and non-linear thinking. This manifests as an aptitude for research and espionage. They are constantly experimenting and inventing, and it is generally accepted that they always know more than they are letting on.
And so the person that we just met, who was doing that potentially illegal stuff with the scanner, was a Salarian, and perhaps that is fairly consistent with what we're hearing right here. Okay, so why don't we start heading out now?
I haven't spoken to him before. This is the first time I've requested an audience.
Don't think there's going to be anyone else for us to chat with up here. So we'll head back down. And again, we could fast travel, but I think at least for the moment, I'd like to more so focus on just walking through the Citadel in case we happen to come across anyone with anything interesting to say to us. And there are certainly places that we just haven't even been to yet, and so we don't want to skip over those by fast traveling. So, with that in mind, we got our great elevator music.
I can't believe the Council ignored all the evidence against Saren.
Saren's one of their best operatives. It's only natural they take his word over ours.
Suppose so.
So now we just chase leads while this smug Turian runs around with his Geth troopers.
That's politics, Chief.
I hate politics.